Now, we did a mogul mastermind last year, and it went over extremely well. It was actually our best attended in-person mogul mastermind of 2019. It seems like forever ago when we could have massive events with 150 people where we're all shaking hands and connecting and whatnot. But hey, you know what? Um, COVID has obviously given us some grief. But the topic of that specific mogul mastermind was financial freedom, stories from the doers. And what we did is we grabbed 4 investors from across Western Canada and said, hey, come tell us about how you did it. Give us your blueprint. Talk about the steps that you took, because it's very easy to see somebody who is functionally retired or is financially free or has complete control of their lifestyle and say, oh, well, that could never be me. But for a lot of these folks, I mean, this is something that took a lot of people a long time. And so it's, these are 10-year stories. These are 15-year stories. These are strategies that that people took to become successful. So we're going to get into it. We're going to hear some of these stories, and we've got some very impressive speakers, and these stories are very inspirational, because the one thing that I was very careful to do is we didn't select people who have a little something going on behind the scenes. So nobody who has inherited a ton of family money to use as their down payment to get real estate investing. Nobody who, they had a crazy income because they were a doctor or a dentist or something like that. These are regular, everyday people who started with very humble beginnings and built everything they have up from scratch. So we're really, really excited about that. But first things first, oh my gosh, market update. How could I not talk about COVID-19? I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting kind of annoyed with all of these. I'm sure like somebody at CNN Googled like stock virus image, and now that's what COVID looks like in our mind. I bet it's not even like a spiky ball. It's probably like some kind of a rod or something. I don't know. Either way, COVID-19. So we know that the restrictions have amped back up in Alberta, in Canada, and we are on the receiving end of that. Now, I want to talk about what it feels like from our perspective as real estate agents, because we are in the market. There's 10 agents in Edmonton, there's 6 in Vancouver, and we're very specifically acting in the real estate market right now. And I want to draw some comparisons between this time and last time. Somebody out there isn't muted, and I can hear you humming and hawing while you're moving around over there. So just double check your mute, because everybody else can hear you too. Anyways, when COVID hit in March and in April, everybody panicked, like big time. Like we panicked. As a society, we panicked. We thought that if somebody with COVID entered a room and exhaled, and then we entered that room 5 minutes later and breathed in the same air they were breathing, you're going to get COVID and die. And every government reacted very, very strongly. The government of Canada released all kinds of supports. And what we noticed is that typically March is the beginning of our ramp up in real estate. And we had, as an organization, we had about 25 deals on the go. We had about 25 deals pending, and easily 10 to 15 of those deals canceled because the buyer said, to heck with it. We're not buying right now. We want to wait and see. And it just turned into this wait and see market. Wait and see, wait and see, wait and see. I don't want to shop right now because I want to wait and see. I don't want to put my house on the market because I want to wait and see. I don't want to move forward with this deal because I want to wait and see. And then there was a brave few that stuck around. And, as realtors, we leveraged the fear of COVID to get some pretty crazy deals. So I had a client that had 2 skinny houses side by side pending at $495 a pop with legal basement suites. And as soon as COVID hit, at the last minute before condition waiver, we got an extra like $15,000 per house off of the deal because COVID. Those are the two cheapest sales that have happened in the west end of the city for skinny houses in like the last 2 years, and nothing has sold that cheap since. But we wrangled the old COVID fear and got a deal. I mean, the stock market basically looked like this. Boom, down, back up, business as usual. Like we had this huge dip and then this huge recovery. So that fear is not entering into the marketplace this time to the same extent. You know, a lot of people have been asking, well, what happens when these mortgage deferrals run out? Well, the fact of the matter is with mortgage deferrals, like 95% of people who got mortgage deferrals didn't need them and just stacked cash. So what's happening now that the mortgage deferrals are running out? People are going back to paying their mortgages with like 6 months of mortgage payments in the bank because they just bank that cash to be on the safe side. In terms of being in the marketplace, right now as a team, we have about 10 or 12 deals pending, and none of our clients have even batted an eyelash at these new COVID restrictions. In fact, the only conversation that's really happened or come up is people saying like, oh, okay, so we have to wear masks at the home inspection. Oh, so we should probably bring gloves and hand sanitizer with us when we go shopping. What are the protocols? So, you know, I think this second round of COVID, like, let's make no joke. It's actually, it's kind of ironic because it's way scarier. More people are sick. More people are critically ill. More people are, you know, like dying. It's kind of scary. But on the flip side of the coin, as a society, we're treating it more like an inconvenience, this second lockdown, as opposed to acting in total terror and panic. And the market is responding accordingly. So if we go to the numbers, the way that the market is reacting right now is basically exactly how the Edmonton market reacts every single winter. And that's it. It's winter market in Edmonton. So if you're going around thinking this is all COVID's fault, it's not. In December and January in Edmonton, the market slows down. There's less inventory. There's less buyers, and it's a good time to get a deal. So if you want a key takeaway, I mean, the key takeaway is really like if you're an investor and you want to buy a house to renovate over the winter to have on the market for a flip in the spring, good time to do it. If you want to do the old BRRRR strategy where you buy it and rent it, or renovate it, rent it, and refinance it, good time to do it because you can renovate when it's cold out and then have the property ready for market when the tenants are actually shopping in the spring. So the second round of COVID, I mean, it's pretty bad from a public health perspective. So I hope y'all are socially distancing, working from home, wearing your masks, avoiding going out to social functions, etc., etc. Like, let's play by the rules here, people. This lockdown sucks. We had at our mogul team meeting today, we broke the news that the mogul Christmas party had to be canceled. I know, it was terrible. We were all very upset by it. And so let's all be good citizens because the faster we work together, the faster we're going to get through this. So that's our take. Like, to really talk back about the market, it hasn't stalled business at all. In fact, the flippers are out there looking for their flips. The people who buy once a year and they get those Christmas deals, they're shopping for the Christmas deals. Everybody who's shopping right now, they're not killing the deals. It's business as usual for a winter market, which is really encouraging.